Worship is not singing on a platform on Sundays. No, 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 no. Worship is a lifestyle. Worship is what we do every day. You don't have to have a beautiful voice to be a worshiper, because God is listening to the song of our heart. You don't ever have to step on a platform and sing anywhere to be a worshiper, because worship is a lifestyle. So we all are called to worship. We're called to worship in spirit and in truth. So never be discouraged if you want to sing unto the Lord. It doesn't matter what you sound like. And because I sing, I've seen how the enemy comes in and makes people think it's what they sound like. Now, we all know, we've heard people who can bring the house down with their voice. But it's more to it than that. God wants to hear the song of our heart. So I encourage you, to, wherever you are, if you're in your car, if you're in your secret place, some of us have, I worship a lot in my car, because my car is where I can get in, blast the music, and just get into the zone. And that's something else that, I want to stress. We don't have to be in the full walls of the church to feel God's presence. There's been times when I've been riding in my car and I've went through deliverance. There have been times when I'm riding in my car and God's presence is so heavy in my car. All I could do is weep. All I could do is weep in His presence in my car. So I know that God can show up wherever we cultivate a space for Him. Wherever you cultivate a space for Him, that's where He shows up. Because He just wants to know that He's welcome. He can show up in your room. He can show up in your living room. He can show up when you're washing the dishes. He can show up wherever there is a space created for Him. So be not discouraged. Be not dismayed. Doesn't matter what you sound like. He wants to hear the song of your heart. He wants the fruit of your lips. He wants to know that He's welcome. He's welcome. He's welcome. Have you ever been to somebody's house and felt not welcome? They invite you over, but you still don't feel welcome. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but I've been in places and spaces where I'm like, yeah, y'all invited me here, but I'm not welcome. But when you come into a place or space that you feel welcome, you can let your hair down, you can be yourself. You don't have to put on any airs. You can just be you. It's nice to be around people where you can just be you. And I'm speaking from a woman's point of view. When you look at, I am so glad I didn't grow up on no social media. When I was coming up, we had bikes, and I'll just tell you, Atari was the video game that we had. So that's all you need to know about how I grew up. But when we grew up, we didn't have this thing called social media. And I'm not saying social media is bad, because it's not, because I'm here talking to you guys. So social media is not bad. What I'm saying is we didn't have the pressure of social media. The pressure of feeling like you gotta have it all together. The pressure of feeling like your life has to be perfect. Your kids have to be perfect. Your marriage has to be perfect. You have the perfect job. You have money to buy what you want. Your vacations are perfect. Nothing and nobody's perfect. I don't care what it looked like. I don't care what you see. Nothing and nobody's perfect. There is a place in all of us that if God don't fill, we will never be satisfied. You know, kind of like that donut, you know, that hole in a donut. Our heart has a place that's just made for God. We were made to worship Him. So there's a place in us that only God can fulfill. You know, the name of my channel is Mending Mahogany. So you know I done seen the movie Mahogany many, many times. And my favorite scene, my most favorite scene, is where Billy comes to Rome and Diana's, you know, she's not Tracy Chambers anymore. She's Mahogany. She's the model. She's, you know, she's the it girl of the moment. So he comes and he don't know this woman. This ain't the woman that he fell in love with in Chicago. This is some woman that they created. They created this image that she felt she had to live up to. So Billy D wasn't feeling it. He tried to hang and went to a party with her. It was a bunch of weird people. She was acting weird. Then he had that encounter with that psycho guy that, I'm just telling y'all the movie, but if y'all young, y'all probably don't know what I'm talking about, but it's a movie called Mahogany with Diana Ross and Billy D. Williams. That's where the name of my channel came from, but I digress. So he came to Rome and she just wasn't it. She just wasn't the woman that he fell in love with in Chicago. So he was on his way out the door and she was taunting him, cursing at him, calling him a loser, and she poured wine on him or alcohol, whatever was in that cup, and he grabbed her. She tried to get away and he grabbed her and he said, success is nothing without someone you love to share it with. That's like the line. That's like the line. If you say that one line, people know what movie you're talking about. But success in life without God is nothing. You know, you can have, you know, we've seen it. We know that we've seen, we've heard, we've read people who have so many material things, but yet there was that hole that only God could fulfill. So if you're listening to this video, if you happen to stumble across this video, if you happen to stumble across this short, I need you to know that you'll never be satisfied without God. You'll never be satisfied without a relationship with Him. I don't care what you get, where you go, what you buy, how you look, what you wear. Without a relationship with God, it's nothing. We were created to worship Him. You and I were created to worship Him. Lord, fill our cups, Lord, till we thirst no more. Fill our cups till we want no more. Living water, living water, you are, you are. You satisfy every need, you satisfy every thirst we have. Bread of life, living water. You are the air, you are the air we breathe. Come on, He's the air we breathe. Without the breath of God, we wouldn't be alive. My lungs are not operating on their own. They're operating because the breath of God is going through them. So I breathe you in. I breathe you in, breath of life. You are the breath of life. Thank you for tuning in to part 1 of Comphy Coach Conversations. Join me for part 2.